Alright guys, so one of my favorite videos to make is when mainstream liberal media reporters get owned when they think they're trying to get a conservative with a gotcha question, okay? And that is what's going to happen here in this video right here, featuring the Conservative Party leader of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, and this liberal media reporter. Now, I apologize ahead of time if I mispronounced this guy's name, Poilievre. Again, if I got it wrong, you guys can correct me. I've been trying to get it right, okay? A lot of you guys gave me a lot of heat for my pronunciation of Derek Chauvin's name in my video yesterday, right? So I'm trying to go out of my way to make sure I get these names right, but I promise you I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just hard for me to pronounce these names, okay? I've never been good with names. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video because I think that Pierre Poilievre is putting on a masterclass in regards to how you deal with the mainstream liberal media.
Do you think it was responsible for you to call yesterday's explosion by the customs, by the checkpoint at the Rainbow Bridge, terrorism, when no U.S. or Canadian officials said that was or authorities said that was the case, and when the New York governor also said there was no evidence to suggest terrorism activity?
Actually, you're wrong. You're a CP? Okay, so CP, by the way, CP, just for everyone's knowledge, did have to make 3 corrections for falsehoods that they put into a single article. I think that might be unprecedented. I'm actually thinking about checking with the Guinness Book of World Records to see if there's ever been a news agency that has had to issue 3 corrections for patent falsehoods that they admit they had been made in one single article, and now you've made yet another falsehood in your question. Where you are wrong is that CTV reported that the government of Canada was presuming that the incident was terrorist. So, yeah, that's what I said in my remarks. You're right. It was a media report.
But it's citing media reports and not...
Which is what I said. In the House, I said there are media reports.
And you think that's a responsible thing to go on, to make that kind of a statement at the time without speaking?
What kind of statement?
Calling something terrorist.
I didn't. I said there were media reports.
That's the distinction we're making? Okay.
No, there's no distinction. What I said, and I was right, was that there were media reports of a terror-related event. By your admission, there were media reports of a terror-related event. And that media report, according to CTV, unless you're questioning their integrity now, came from security officials in the Trudeau government. So do you think the CTV was irresponsible in putting out that tweet?
Do you think it was a responsible comment to make in the House of Commons?
Sorry, I'm asking, I have already answered that. Do you think CTV was irresponsible to put that tweet out?
That's none of my business. That's not for me to comment.
Well, you just did comment. Okay. So, I just hope you're not going to print something that you have to apologize for again.
Wow. Wow. Again, he just stunned this person. Now, again, I don't know if this is a man or a woman, low-key, right? I mean, I'm assuming it's a woman. It could be a dude. Who knows in 2023? But, again, this person clearly tried to get the conservative leader here with a gotcha question, okay, in the sense that, he did what a lot of politicians did when we first had that kind of explosion at the Canadian/US border that people thought initially was terrorism. And that what it was being investigated as. A lot of people say, oh, well, this is terrorism because the media was reporting it as terrorism. They were saying that this is a possible case of terrorism, and it was investigated as terrorism until that was ruled out eventually. Now, he says that, hey, what I said was that there were media reports that this, was linked to terrorism, which, again, is true. There were media reports. But instead of this journalist going to the media, who this guy is citing, right? He's citing the media. No, she goes to him and tries to say, well, do you think it's irresponsible for you to call that explosion at the border terrorism? When he didn't call it terrorism, he said that the media is calling it terrorism, right? So instead of going to the media and feeling the need to question the media for why they got it wrong, she's going to a guy who simply was citing the media, okay, instead of actually, again, question the media. They're the ones that were reporting it that way, right? But again, this is how this works. The media is more concerned about holding opposition leaders responsible rather than the mainstream liberal media, right? That's how funny this works, right? They don't want to hold each other accountable for spreading so-called misinformation or disinformation. They want to hold people that they disagree with politically responsible, even though the media, it's their job to break the stories and to report the stories accurately. So again, this person has nothing to say when being told that, hey, maybe you should, I don't know, go and question the media, right? Or maybe Trudeau and his government officials in regards to why they reported on the story as terrorism from the beginning, rather than to come to me for simply just saying what they said, right? Citing that this is what they said. Again, it's just so funny how that works. She thought this was a gotcha and it backfired in this person's face, and they're sitting there looking stupid, right? Speechless, because they have nothing. But again, it's interviews like this, which is why you have the opposition leader up on Trudeau in the polls. And I'm very happy about this because we saw what happened in Argentina. Okay. We see in some of these countries in Europe, for example, the Dutch, we do see a populist, more right-leaning, rise happening in response to the liberal/progressive policies that have been pushed by some of these world leaders that, again, are overwhelmingly leftists, okay? And again, people are standing up and saying, no, we don't want this anymore. And it seems like in Canada, maybe, just maybe, they're moving in the right direction, at least according to the polls. So let's see here. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has had a tough year at home and on the global stage, pushing his support as low as it has ever been. But his backers still see him as the Liberal Party's best chance to secure a historic fourth term in the next election. Trudeau, 51, has defied low polling numbers before to win 3 elections starting in 2015. A federal election is not due until October 2025, a decade after he first took power. Right now, most polls show Trudeau significantly trailing his newest rival, conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Last month, the Conservatives led the Liberals 39 to 30%, and Ipsop's poll showed some 60% of Canadians want Trudeau to step down to allow Liberal Party members to pick up a new leader, up 6 points compared with December 2022. A separate Ipsop's poll said. That does not look likely. While some in his caucus have grumbled about his government's lethargic response to Poilievre's repeated attacks on cost of living issues, no liberal lawmakers have openly challenged Trudeau. It kind of sounds like Biden, right? Sounds like Biden. Sounds like, they should, I don't know, consider a new leader, but they're not going to, right? Just like in the United States. Yeah, so with that being said, again, it's videos like this, okay, and the fact that Canada is declining, right? Just like the United States, okay? They have some of the same issues that we have, which is why you see people pushing back against the far left liberal agenda, okay? And I'm just hoping that come 2024, 2025, that we have a slate of victories internationally in which the West leans more conservative, right? That we back away from this far left agenda that is driving the West off of a cliff, okay? Because that's what's happening. And you're seeing people rise up and go and vote for some common sense, right? Which, again, is a great thing, okay? And we're severely lacking that in modern day politics, which is, again, why the West seems to be falling the way that it is. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.